Man, it's amazing what a great night's sleep will do to you the next day. Oh, so I finally been talking about physics, right? Finally got to meet the dude. He's a pretty cool guy. He was at our campsite last night. We stayed at one of the shelters. Can't remember the name. There's so many shelters out here. It's hard to remember them all. But yeah, he's a pretty cool dude. I knew he had an Achilles injury kind of the same day that he realized it from Togs or OTB or whoever was talking about it. And he's like, well, how the heck did you know? I was like, I think Togs told me. He's like, but I just found out 2 days ago. I was like, yeah, that's when I started talking about it. Because I was doing the editing for the video last night and I noticed that I was talking about injuries. Man, what a great freaking day so far. Making the miles today. Definitely kind of feel like my old backpacking self. Like I said the other night, man, everything's kind of working itself out here. It is 15 miles, something like that, to the shelter we're going to stay at, and then it's a 16 into Uncle Johnny, Nolachucky, Hostel, or whatever it is. So I got a mail drop waiting for me there. It has enough to get me to, I don't know where I'm going. It doesn't matter. It has enough to get me where I'm going though. Man, the trail is just super enjoyable today. Had a big uphill this morning to kind of warm me up. But even coming up there was like waterfalls and a nice creek and some views. Couldn't complain about anything, and the switchbacks were just perfect. Well done, trail maintainers. Like, seriously, it was just amazingly designed. Oh, wow. I think I'm going to have lunch at the next shelter in a mile or so. It's about 11:30. It's about that time. I'm getting hungry. I'm always hungry, but getting extra hungry. And we'll only have about 10 or 11 miles to go on our 19-mile day, and got out of the hammock at 7:30 and got on the trail pretty late. Flint Mountain Shelter, that's where we were this morning. Bald Mountain Shelter, I think that's where we're headed today. I kind of screwed up, so there's a shelter right down here, 0.1 miles. I was hoping that there would be a water source like right at the shelter, but it's a 1/4 mile down from the shelter. So we're talking about 0.7 miles round trip. So I think I'm just going to go on ahead. There's a small creek on Guthook's app. Says 3.7 miles from now. So that'll put me well under 10 miles for the day after lunch. I think I'm just going to do that. Problem is I drank all my water, so that was dumb. That car right there, the black one, that was I'm guessing a Trail Angel. There's a Trail Angel sticker on the back of her car. And she asked me if I needed anything, which I don't. I'm pretty good for today. I do need water, but there's water coming up a little bit after some elevation gain, so I didn't want to carry it up. But yeah, she's just waiting down there for thru hikers. So I told them Lucky and Kathmandu and physics are right behind me, so we'll see what happens. Tell you what though, I would have definitely took a Coke if she had it. I didn't want to ask. A little shy, but yeah, Trail Angel. Just thinking about that Trail Angel down there. And man, you know who I really, really want to meet? Fresh Grounds. Like, I've seen him in so many people's videos, and he seems like such an amazing person. I just want to, just say that I had his breakfast or whatever he's serving. God, that would like make my thru hike. That was a wonderful lunch. Man, spring right here, got water, had some broccoli, cheddar, rice side, and tuna. Gotta get that protein somehow. I'll tell you what, if you really want to provide trail magic for thru hikers and you don't want to spend a lot of money, just a place where we can throw out our garbage, you know, get a garbage bag, attach it to a tree, and just come back and pick it up later. That would mean so much. Like, I've been carrying this since Hot Springs, and it's just, I mean, look at it, it's huge. Well, our nice easy day got a little hard now. Just checked elevation profile. We're going up to Big Bald today, which is about, I don't know how high it is, but it's 5.9 miles of uphill. So, shortly after that though, it's camp, so I can kind of wear myself out and then go back down the hill and just get ready for camp, so it's alright. There you go, only 1,869.6 miles to go. Anyway, Big Bald, 4.5 miles, and I bet it is that right there. Can't feel my hands, but that was awesome. I think it was way better than Max Patch, to be honest with you. Phenomenal. All right, let's talk tactical campsite. So the shelter's coming up soon, within the next 2 miles or so, maybe less. There's also a tent site a little bit further down in elevation from that. Check out the shelter first, see if it's calm there. The winds are really picking up here. We got a little break in the action right now. If that doesn't work, I'm going to go down to the tent site, and if that doesn't work, I'm going to go lower in elevation and probably do a 21, 22 mile day today, so I'm feeling great. I'm feeling so much better than the past couple days. Feet are perfect, really perfect. I just want to make sure I'm out of the wind again, and the underquilt isn't going to have issues tonight, because it's dipping pretty low to the limit of that quilt, which is 20. Alright, made it to the shelter. Moved a couple dead branches hanging up in the tree. They weren't widowmakers, but they were definitely tarp destroyers if the wind would have blown hard enough. But so we're staying at the shelter. We're not going to move to the tent sites. 19-mile day. Feels pretty good. I'll be ready to go tomorrow. So a few of you have asked to take a look at the hammock setup. So here you go. Here's the Dream Hammock Darien. Got hammock gear, top and under quilts. Rated to 20. I'll be swapping those out for 40s and 30s whenever the time comes. A little ridgeline organizer to keep my electronics from stabbing me in the back all night. So I just did a quilt reset today, and what I mean by that is I took all of the tension out of all the adjustments. I think my problem was that, you know, I needed to raise the foot end a little bit higher, and once you kind of get your underquilt situated, you really don't have to change it for any reason unless you really want to air it out. So I haven't touched any of the cord locks or any kind of adjustments since probably the third night in Georgia. So just completely reset everything, and we'll see how that does tonight, and I'll make fine-tune adjustments over the next couple days. But yeah, Dream Hammock Darien, it's handling great. I just every couple weeks I check the sleeping material, like this inside part, for any kind of like pinholes or abrasion, and once you start seeing a lot of abrasion, it's time to replace your hammock. Now, I don't anticipate any problems with the hammock. It's a 1.2 fabric. It's strong enough to fit my weight. But I am looking for that abrasion every couple weeks, because the last thing I want to do is have this break in the middle of the night. That wouldn't be good. Now, I do expect this to last the entire through hike, but it's better to be safe than sorry. All right, everybody. It's getting pretty damn cold here. I'll tell you what. I think the temp's just going to drop pretty low. It's predicted to be 23 tonight. I'm going to have to wear everything I have, I think. Let's see. But yeah, it's pretty chilly already. It'll be a cold morning. Anyway, good night, everybody. See you in the morning. Okay, going north. Pretty good night's sleep last night. The wind was cutting through, but my tarp was in perfect position, thank goodness. And adjusting that underquilt, kind of zeroing it out, resetting it, so to speak, last night was just what it needed. I think I'll raise the head end just like an inch, and then I should be good. I'm just going to leave it like that. Until it starts slipping or something. Man, look at that sun today. Oh, jeez. Getting some views this morning. I'm liking it. Wow. Finally warming up out here. Just got to take my rain jacket and gloves off, and that feels much better. I cannot wait to get rid of my garbage bag. Man, it's like the biggest piece of gear that I own right now. Takes up the most volume. Well, we got 11 miles to the Nolichucky River, which is where the hostel is, so not bad. It's 10:45 right now. Making okay time. You know, I think after the hostel tonight, I'm actually going to maybe just try stealthing it up again. I mean, there's some beautiful pre-existing campsites along the way, on gut hooks and not on the gut hooks app. But I think I'm missing some opportunities for some just killer campsites. I mean, the shelters are great. You know, you have the privies and the people and the bear cables, but you know, you run the risk of, flying squirrels eating your bag, or mice, or, snoring, and et cetera, but I don't know. We started out with, just doing stealth sites pretty much almost, for quite a while at least, and then we kind of got into the shelter thing because the privies were so easy to use, but, you can catch up to a privy around lunchtime and use that. But I don't know, we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of feeling the stealth sites for a little bit. Maybe next week, once it warms up, we'll see. Seriously, beautiful, beautiful campsites along this stretch right here. This is freaking phenomenal. Just got done eating lunch at the No Business Shelter. And I think they call it No Business Shelter because this is the first shelter I've seen without a privy. At least I don't see any privy. Anyway, we got 6.2 miles into Uncle Johnny's hostel, and I'm just going to barrel through them. It's about 1 o'clock, so I'm going to get there fairly soon. Hey, actually, the weather forecast looks a lot better than it did last night. It was supposed to be like 22 tonight, which is kind of why I wanted to be in the hostel. It gets a little uncomfortable around that range, and I really don't like sleeping with all of my clothes. But it's warmed up to like 25, 26, which is probably warmer than it was last night on top of Big Bald Mountain Shelter. I think that's where we stayed. So I was thinking about just skipping the hostel tonight, picking up the mail drop and skipping the hostel, moving a little further, maybe 3 or 4 miles. But then I was like, man, I really should charge some batteries or else I might not be able to make it to the next hostel. So it's fine. I want to go into town and get some McDonald's anyway. It's gonna be good. How perfect does that look? Well, except for this thing right here, but with mountains in the background, that town of Erwin looks awesome. Especially that McDonald's way off in the background on the right. Anyway, I think the hostel is like right down here or over here somewhere. Right down there is the Nolichucky River. Got some kayakers out there, or fishing, or whatever they're doing. Pretty cool. Look at that view, though. Alright, made it down into Erwin. Man, that was a lot of switchbacks. Alright, gonna get checked in at Uncle Johnny's. And bring you back when I know something. I'm not sure even where it is. I know it's on the AT somewhere. Alrighty, made it to Uncle Johnny's. It's actually like literally 5 feet away from where I was before. Gonna get a shower. It's $25 for a bunk. No heat in here, but you start the fire, with the wood burning stove. So we'll get that started later. Right now, I'm gonna go get clean. Got here, was greeted with trail magic, so that's pretty cool. Got some beer, got some cookies. She started a fire for us. Went to Walmart, had some of the guys did a resupply, and we went to an Italian restaurant, and I got a Philly cheesesteak. of all the things to get at an Italian restaurant. So my belly is full. Got my mail drop, and we're gonna go out back, drink some beer, and have a good night.